Alamak, kenapa dia pergi kat sini? Silap. Macam mana ni? So, saya buka banyak tab. Kenapa tab ni? Okay, let's keep off. Alright, so let's do this. Share sound. Okay. Let's push this.
Assalamualaikum Ustaz, how are you?
Waalaikumsalam Amir. Alhamdulillah, everything is good. Why are you calling me out of the blue?
Ustaz, I think I have a problem as a Muslim.
Wow, sounds serious. What is it then?
You know Zul, right, Ustaz? He is my roommate, the handsome one, that one.
Oh yes, I know him. Why?
As you know Ustaz, I'm an architecture student, so I am not always in my room. So, for the issue, I am the one who will always ask Zul to perform prayers. So when I'm not in the room, I suspect he didn't perform his prayer because every time I check or call him to perform subuh, he don't answer it until around 12 o'clock. So I feel this is my responsibility as a Muslim to remind him, but I don't know how to. So I think you are the right person to do so.
This problem. I've heard this problem is a common among students. But, inshallah, I'll try my best to settle it. Can you give me his phone number? And if you have his father's phone number, do you mind to give it to me?
No problem, sir. I will send it to you through WhatsApp after this. Okay, sir, I will go first. See you soon. Assalamualaikum, Ustaz.
Waalaikumsalam. Have a nice day, Amir.
You too, Ustaz.
Assalamualaikum Zul. How are you doing?
Waalaikumsalam, Ustaz. I'm doing great, Ustaz.
Did you just wake up, Zul? It's almost 12 o'clock.
Yes, Ustaz. I slept late last night. I played video game.
Is that so? Have you done your subuh prayer?
Not yet, Ustaz. I will conduct it after this.
Okay, Zul. Actually, there's someone who reported to me that you don't maintain your 5 daily prayers properly. So, he felt that it is his responsibility to remind you about it. But he don't know how to do it, so he asked me to settle it down.
Is that so, Ustaz? Actually, Ustaz, this is better than nothing lah, Ustaz. Be grateful that I actually doing it, Ustaz. Even my dad don't say anything about it, Ustaz.
Okay, Zul. I'm only reminding you, yeah? Because it is our duty as a Muslim. Okay, make sure that you follow your subuh after this, okay? And don't forget to perform your zuhur prayer.
Okay, Ustaz. I'm kinda busy right now, so see you soon, Ustaz. Okay, bye.
Assalamualaikum, Mr. Abdul. Sorry to disturb you at this lovely afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam. May I know who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am Ustaz Irfan, Zul's lecturer at his university.
How are you, Ustaz? Why are you calling me? Has Zul been naughty at the campus?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great. He's a good student actually. But something has been bugging me for a while.
What is it, Ustaz?
Zul's roommate has been telling me that Zul did not perform his 5 daily prayers properly. But when I tried to remind him, he said that even you didn't say anything about it. Is that so?
Oh, I don't know. He is like that because at home he still pray 5 times a day.
At the beginning of the time?
No, Ustaz.
Okay, it is like this, Mr. Abdul. Knowledge without practice is the same like the tree without fruit. Even he know that praying early is a good thing, but if he didn't practice that, there's no use. Mr. Abdul, as his father, you need to be more firm regarding this matter, especially involving religion. Okay?
My bad, Ustaz. I thought I had done right thing. I will try change him after this.
Okay. Remember my advice, yeah, Mr. Abdul? Be more firm. And then he will listen to you.
Okay, Ustaz, pray that he will be softened to listen to me.
Okay, Mr. Abdul. InsyaAllah. Good luck with that. Then, I have work to do. So, see you again. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Ustaz. See you soon, Ustaz. Thank you.
Okay, cannot hear me, sorry. Okay, let's discuss about the issue of the video. So what's the issue there? The team. Who's the member of the group here? Mana Zul Husni ya? Mana dia? Where are you? Oh, there. Okay. Who is how many in your team?
Two.
Oh, only two.
Only two.
That's why you become the everybody there. Okay, right. So what's the issue there, brother? And where's the ustaz here? Is the ustaz in the class today? Where's your friend? Is he here? No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, salam kat dia. So what's the issue on the about the video?
Uh, Melayu boleh Melayu. Boleh.
Cuba English dulu. Our engineering Kalau so fit tu lain sikit cerita ni engineering. Okay, go on.
Zul, he did not perform his prayer properly. So his roommate, this time he is at the campus. So his roommate feel that he feel it's his responsibility to remind him, but every time he remind him, it's like that he don't listen to him.
Okay, so as a on the parenting, family management, parenting point. So because we are doing a video on the parents or family, so can you touch on that?
So the ustad call when the ustad call Zul, Zul said that his father don't say the father don't say anything about it. So the ustad identify that his father don't teach him, don't teach him, the father teach him recklessly about Islam.
About Islam. Okay, so what's the value that we can learn from this video?
The value is when teaching your son or family member about Islam, don't just teach teach
I don't know.
Kena ajar teach with passion.
Okay. Don't laugh, Sophie. Okay. Alright, so teach with patience. Alright. Teach with patience or teach firmly? What do you
Firmly,
firmly?
firmly.
Right. So do you think this issue is a common among students or teenagers or the youth today?
Uh, I seen it everywhere, so it is common.
You see it everywhere? What do you
Yep.
mean?
What?
What do you mean by you see it everywhere?
Because I live in campus,
Huh.
so many of student here are like that lah.
They don't pray subuh?
They pray but uh, not very early lah.
Not very early ke terlepas dah waktu subuh?
Lepas. Tapi dia orang kodok dah bangun tu.
Itulah masalah lah. So okay. I think yes, so do you think that the many of your friends who don't wake up to pray the subuh prayer in time, do you think their parents are not like emphasizing it enough?
For my friend, I think their parents have emphasizing it enough, but they are so busy, so they sleep late. So it's not their parents' fault lah.
So whose fault is it?
What?
Whose fault is it?
The student lah,
Okay.
the child,
The child, the student.
the student.
All right. So I think you are right. When we did a survey, the Murabi group did a survey, and I think more than 50% of IIUM students don't pray subuh in time. Bukannya on time, in time pun tak sembahyang subuh in time. So it's a big problem. But we at the moment we don't have solution. We cannot call the parents, right? So you are already adult. So if you call your parents, and most of the parents, those who send their children to the IIM, normally they are good parents. That's why they want their son or daughters to come to IIM, and they don't know, right? The son and daughters are not praying in time, right? So do you have? So this is not to Zuhusni, everybody. Do you have a solution for this for students in campus who don't pray in time for Fajar prayer, subuh? Do you have any suggestion what to do? Kenapa mereka, why don't they sleep early and wake up early? Why do they sleep late and wake up late? And you are acting as an architecture student. So let's ask architecture student here. Maybe a lot of architecture students don't pray in time. Haziq, you want to answer that? So how do we solve this?
Maybe as for me, in my perspective, maybe they as myself, kalau dah tidur lambat tu biar sampai lepas subuh baru tidur.
Tapi ramai je yang terbabas dan how? Dia niat macam awak lah. What to do?
Itu apa?
Okay ke? Awak rasa berkat ke dia punya belajar tu pada dia macam tu, kau tiap-tiap hari macam tu? So ke student rasa tak dosa? What do you think? Sebab tak sengaja.
I think they macam dia ambil ringan lah pasal solat fardu ni, maybe.
Kenapa?
And lepas tu bila mungkin sebab ada kodok tu mungkin so dengan solat kodok tu diorang macam mungkin dapat lepas daripada
Dosa.
mungkin.
So dia rasa kalau kodok dia maka dia dah tak berdosa. Interesting view. Okay, nanti saya bawa isu ni ke Dr. Sofia, tengok apa dia punya jawapan. Because it's true, kalau kita semayang, kita tak sengaja tertidur ke, kalau kita tak bangun sebab kita tak sengaja tertidur, maka Allah maafkan, kita bangun tu kita solat. However, kalau berlaku tiap-tiap hari, tiap-tiap banyak kali, ingat Allah tu, do you think Allah is not smart? Do you think Allah doesn't know that you didn't, the student, we didn't find solution to that problem? Sebab Allah, bila Allah meletakkan sembahyang tu pada waktunya, there must be important things why Allah make it like that. Tapi kalau kita keep on langgar, ingat Allah tak tahu, Allah akan tanya kenapa kita tidak berusaha untuk sembahyang, untuk berusaha so that problem will not happen again. So perkara ni we need to think about it. So Allah will ask us in the day of judgment, why haven't you changed? Why you take my prayers lightly? Is your study more important than worshipping Allah? That's the kind of question that we should ask ourselves lah. So you should tell your friend. But for now, tak ada solution lagi. Ada solution, some lecturer saying ketuk pintu student pagi-pagi. What do you think of that? Masa subuh tu ketuk pintu. What do you think of the solution? Will that work or no? Sufi?
For my opinion, it depends on that person. Ada orang boleh accept. As for me, and my roommate, I think we all can accept that. And kita orang pun sebenarnya as
can accept or cannot accept? What do you mean? What do you mean cannot accept?
That yang ketuk-ketuk. Sebab some rasa macam nak marah ke, something like that. Sebab kacau tidur.
Mereka layak untuk marah ke?
Tak layak. Tapi nak buat macam ni kan, orang tengah tidur. Kita pun faham. Nak kejut orang tidur macam takut-takut. Kadang-kadang muka dia bukan nak marah kita pun, tapi muka dia memang macam tu baru bangun tidur kan.
Okay. Alright. So, tapi kalau mereka tak layak, ketuk je lah, marah siapa tu. Tapi itulah, the thing is, ada lecturer kata, we should treat you like adults. All of you like adults, so we shouldn't knock on the door. Tapi masalahnya tak semayang juga, tak semayang in time. Tu masalah, and kita orang ni tak nak be part of the dosa. Tak mengingatkan students of praying. Sedangkan kita duk ajar engineering, architecture, law, economics. Semayang pun tak cukup student kita. Dah apa pointnya? Coming to IIUM, International Islamic University, tapi semayang tak cukup. Semayang kodok. Macam something really off. Okay. Alright. Okay. Any further comments or question on the video? Anybody? You're welcome. So ada nak add anything on that?
Madam.
Yes, Kausar.
For the video, is it 60% of the carry mark depends on the ranking?
60%, yeah. 60% for the assignment sahaja. But don't worry, if I say your markah, kalau your group is at bottom, saya akan ambil dari 5 ke bawah tu, saya akan averagekan sama je.
Oh, okay. So, tak ada isu dah kan kalau macamnya yang 5 ke bawah tu dapat ranking yang paling rendah, so nanti doktor just akan standardize lah kan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So you don't have to do it again, don't worry. Just top 5 will get the marks accordingly. Below the top 5, you get an average mark of passing or slightly more than pass. Okay. So the difference will be in your final exam. So in your group, so you try your best for your final exam. But don't worry, nobody. If you do the video, you do the test, you will pass. Inshallah this course. Okay, Kausar. Boleh.
Okay, doktor. Lagi satu soalan. This course, dia on grade or on pass or fail?
Can you repeat that again?
This course, this subject, it on dia marks on grade or marks on pass or fail?
On grade. I think on grade.
Okay.
On grade. So that's why I said top 5 will get the marks accordingly, and then then you have your final. Okay. All right, and the rest is attendance. So, all right, next. Any more question? Or we watch the next video? No? Okay, let's watch the next video. Who's the... Alhamdulillah. Sebenarnya saya tak berapa nak sihat since yesterday. Tapi bukan COVID, Alhamdulillah, saya dah check. So, cuma sesama batuk. Okay, so next. Okay, can you see? Okay, next. Group mana dapat next? Family problem awareness on role as parents. Family problem.
Hello.
Alhamdulillah, can you hear?
Hi.
Boleh dengar tak?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, ada apa? Ni nak minta tolong ni. Awak boleh tak tolong ambil wajidah hari ni?
Lah, apa saya pula yang kena ambil?
Saya tak boleh keluar office ni. Saya nak kena masuk meeting.
Saya tengah kerja kan? Awak ada janji kan ambil dia hari ni?
Ya, saya tahu saya dah janji. Tapi nak buat macam mana? Takkanlah saya nak tinggalkan office semata-mata nak ambil dia.
Oh, tu memang anak saya seorang je lah. Anak saya seorang je ke tu? Tak kan? Apa yang susah sangat?
Awak marah-marah saya macam ni, tapi yang membeli barang dapurnya guna duit saya. Yang membayar yuran tadikanya duit saya. Kalau saya tak pergi kerja, siapa nak bayar semua tu? Awak tu lain. Tanggungjawab awak memang jaga dia.
Oh, berkira. Mulalah nak ungkit semua benda. Mulalah nak cakap pasal tanggungjawab. Benda macam tu pun nak berkira.
Saya betul-betul tak boleh cakap dengan awak sekarang.
Anak sendiri kot. Ikut suka awak lah.
Nanti minggu depan saya ambil dia.
One hour later.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Sepasang suami isteri bakal hadapi tuduhan pengabaian kanak-kanak akibat lewat menjemput anak mereka dari perkarangan sekolah di Gombak, Selangor pada Isnin lalu. Menurut polis, kanak-kanak tersebut didapati dibiarkan perseorangan dalam tempoh yang lama berhampiran dengan pondok pengawal keselamatan. Apabila tiba di tempat kejadian, ibu kepada kanak-kanak itu tiba dalam keadaan sedang hangat bertengkar dengan suaminya melalui telefon bimbit. Persoalannya adalah, tinggal anak di pondok pengawal, salah siapa? Apabila disoal, pasangan suami isteri itu bertindak untuk menyalahi satu sama lain. Mereka juga mendakwa bahawa apa yang terjadi adalah akibat kesilapan pengawal keselamatan tersebut kerana meninggalkan pondok pengawal itu dalam waktu bertugas. Menurut bekas Timbalan Menteri Pembangunan Wanita, Keluarga dan Masyarakat, polis boleh menggunakan Akta Kanak-Kanak 2001 yang memperuntukkan sebanyak 20,000 penjara sehingga 10 tahun atau kedua-duanya sekali jika mereka didapati bersalah. Sekian berita hari ini.
Okay, very good. Who's the member of this group? Are you all here?
Yes.
Yes.
Nurul
Yes,
lagi?
doctor.
Siapa lagi? Lagi?
Yes, doctor.
Tak nampak. Najah lagi? Nurul, Najah lagi apa?
Alia.
Alia, okay. Let's ask somebody else. See if they understand or not. Inshira, do you understand the issue of in the video?
Pasal tanggungjawab ibu bapa kan.
What specifically?
Macam parents kita nak tanggungjawab terhadap anaknya. Dan dia main tolak tanggungjawab tu gitu. Suami buat tu.
Apa mak ayah dia buat apa?
Dia macam tolak tanggungjawab dia macam.
Tolak tanggungjawab.
Dia kata suami kena buat tapi suami kata isteri tu kena buat.
Okay, so sepatutnya macam mana? Ada tak solution dalam video tu tadi?
Tak ada.
Macam tak ada. Okay, Najah, can you explain what's the solution? So you must come with the solution, right?
To me, from what I understand, English ke Malay?
Your program, you degree in apa?
Banner.
Allah
English.
lagi.
Okay, sorry.
Nak tanya. I will tell your lecturer. Okay, go on.
Sorry. Okay. For me, I think our solution is that we want to highlight tolerance between spouses, tolerance and responsibility between spouses. So the solution would be opposite of what is shown in the video. It's like the husband should be more understanding and more apa kita panggil, I guess willing to play his part, and the wife should also because for me, I think on the wife's part, she might feel that she feel burdened because she also has work, but at the same time in marriage, I think there will be a time that you need to sacrifice a bit more.
Okay, you are not answering the question.
Tolerance between spouses. You need to be more understanding. Sorry.
So what do you mean by more understanding?
One of the spouses must sacrifice a bit. So the wife should have just take care of the child, or the husband should sacrifice his work. Either or. That's my solution.
All right. So siapa Nurul Wajidah, why do you bring up this issue? Why your group decided to bring this issue?
Well, this is actually an adaptation on the issues where both of the husband and wife, they put the responsibility on looking after their child to the security guard while they are actually angkat barang daripada kereta untuk naik ke flat diorang. And then when they came back to the coast guard to fetch their child, they can't see the security guard, while actually logical thinking that security guard job is not looking after the child. His job is looking after the pangsapuri. And so on logical thinking too, and then based on Islam, kalau security guard tu menetap juga looking after the child, it would be his own ihsan to look after the child.
So okay, but I think you also not answering my question. So why do you choose this issue to be put part of the video, part of your assignment?
We want to raise on the matter of First one is the responsibility of child is upon you yourself as a parent. And then also,
what's your motivation of putting this? Why you think this is important? Do you think there's a lot of these cases nowadays, or why?
yes, and I also been in one of the situation where sometimes my parents, they forgot to fetch me at school, that my teachers also just left me alone at the school. So I guess that is also an issue as
because they are busy.
Yes.
Okay, so the issue may be busy. Is it being tolerance, or they are too busy? What's the issue?
About communication between spouses.
So the issue is communication?
Yes, I would say communication, because we can, between husband and wife, we can take turns. Like if this week I'm gonna fetch our child, then next week maybe you can fetch your child.
But maybe the husband said why it should be your job, because your salary is less than mine.
No.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, your salary is less, so you should fetch the kids. I'm very happy. I have a higher salary. So
it's not about salary, it's about responsibility. No matter how high your salary, even if you're a wife, if your salary is higher than your husband, you are still a wife, even though you are a husband and you have like much more salary, you still a husband. So money doesn't define your responsibility.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other comments on this? Alia?
Doctor, can I unpack our issue based on communication point of view? I'd like to add a little bit.
Okay, sure.
So what's going on in the video, if you notice, both of the spouses are practicing win and lose communication style. In win and lose communication style, someone always has to win, someone always has to lose. It means like, if I do this, you should do that. It's very blaming. If it's not my fault, it has to be yours. It always has to be someone's fault. I think spouses nowadays, they practice this kind of communication without realizing that, of course, between them, someone wins, someone lose. But the child, they're always lose because they don't have a say in the communication between the parents. And I think that's the issue that we would like to highlight here, that sometimes parents, they don't like, instead of admitting that what the issue between them can cause harm on the child, they try to deflect it and blame it on someone else. For example, in this in our video, they deflect it on the security guard instead of admitting that, yeah, maybe it is our fault. Okay, that's it. That's all I want to add.
All right, thank you. It's a good point, because when both are busy, so if the father and mother quarrels, or the father mother lose or risk their responsibilities, the victim is the children. So and yes, dalam in family management, it's always about, as you said, tolerance. Tapi siapa yang nak tolerant ni? So dia kadang-kadang dia bukan boleh kata suami isteri, dia sangat kadang-kadang bergantung kepada personality suami dan isteri tu. Ada setengah-setengah tu, the personality, it depends on your spouse. If your spouse character and personality, ada yang very 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 strong, ada yang very very soft. Okay, so with that, so kena tak lain kata, kalau both are very strong, that's the problem. When both very strong, both doesn't want to let go. So kalau lah seorang strong, seorang ni kurang strong, it's okay for, bukan nak kata menang atau kalah, tapi sebab karakter dia macam tu, yang kurang strong ni kena play jugalah, maknanya kena mengalah pada certain masa. In the same time, yang strong tu lama-lama dia akan belajar. So both need to learn, tapi dia bukan both tu tiba-tiba dua-dua akan tolerant 50-50. Start kahwin dia 50-50. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Sebab personality berbeza. Kadang-kadang strong personality, most of the time strong personality from the husband. Wife tu lembut sikit. Tapi kadang-kadang ada wife yang lebih strong personality dia. So husband yang lebih soft. So dia kena tengok dalam situation tu siapa. So tapi dua-dua patut dalam kepala dia untuk mengalah lah. Untuk mengalah. Tapi kalau situasi, tapi kita kena tengok juga situasi, kalau yang tu very strong headed, jangan lawan sangat lah. Slow. If you want to, kalau orang tu nak berubah pun, it will take a lot of time. Tapi kena bagi reminder. So keep on be reminder, tapi jangan sampai ngamuk dan nak bercerai. Right? Because the cases of the divorce cases are very high nowadays. And if both are parents, kalau parents bercerai, victim dia pun children tu, anak-anak. So therefore, kena fikir banyak kali, and mengalah tu bukan maknanya kita kalah. Kalau kita macam beralah, doesn't mean that we lose. Kita beralah kerana Allah. Sebab tu very important, kahwin kerana Allah, buat sesuatu kerana Allah. Kadang mengalah pun kerana Allah. Pada time saya mengalah, ya Allah, please help me. Then you will see Allah will help you in other ways. Tapi kalau kita yang jadi yang keras ni, kita pun kena muhasabah diri kita, right? So husband and wife need to be able to accept advisors. Okay, so and mengalah ni, tolerant ni sangat penting. Ramai bercerai sekarang ni tak tolerant. Benda-benda kecil-kecil pun tak tolerant. So kena sabar. Sabar tu sangat banyak ah. Kena banyak sabar, kena nasihat. And kena remind each other about Allah. Sebab bila hati dah lembut, senang sikit kita nak advice. Tapi kalau dia tak ingat Allah, dia sembahyang subuh pun asyik terbabas. Dengan Allah pun dia boleh terbabas. Apatah lagi dengan manusia, right? So carilah suami isteri yang sembahyang cukup waktu. Dinasihat pula, you know. Kalau tak sembahyang tak cukup waktu, advice dia, make sure dia sembahyang cukup waktu. And then minta kawan dia check kan, roommate tadi kan, Zulhusni roommate dengan orang tu, Zulhusni beritahu dia ni semayang tak, you can ask that person. Kalau dia asyik terbabas, make sure dia tak terbabas tu baru kahwin. Kalau tak, kalau dengan Allah pun dia boleh buat main-main, apatah lagi dengan kita, dengan wife. Okay, on the issue of apa nama ni, yang tadi saya lupa nak sebut pasal yang video yang pertama tu, there are two things. So bila kita jadi parents, when we become parents, we try not to be too authoritarian. Okay, authoritarian ni maknanya bagi arahan semua benda. Okay, I don't know about your parents. I think your parents nowadays, parents yang lembut-lembut Ada yang masih garang your parents. Oh, ada anggut, alhamdulillah. So my parents was very strict. Memang tak berani lah. So kita orang memang, kalau siapa daripada kita orang adik-beradik ada isap rokok ada terbau rokok mati, kita tahu we know that we will die, kena pukul dengan ayah macam itulah. So memang tak apa, we will not dare to do it. Adik-beradik saya alhamdulillah, sebab satu bila merokok ni lama dia boleh pergi ke dadah. So we don't dare, and semayang macam tu juga. We don't dare. Saya sangat garang. My parents is really strict. But nowadays the trend of the parents are being lenient. Kita tak marah anak, biar je anak buat apa-apa. Macam dia macam lain sikit lah, because kita globalization, kita tengok macam mana TV American dengan anak. So dalam Islam pun kita kena rahmah pada anak kita. Tapi there are two things. Kalau kita terlalu authoritarian, anak-anak kita ni dia tak boleh take responsibility. Dia tak tahu nak buat keputusan. Saya ada student masters Melayu. Dah habis degree, nak buat masters. Tengok masa he cannot decide for himself. Dia kata dalam hidup dia tak pernah decide benda besar. Semuanya di decide oleh parents. So bila parents decide everything, anak tu tak pandai nak bawa diri dia. Betul, satu lagi dia ditatang bagai minyak yang penuh lah. Ayah dia bawa dia pergi jalan Europe lah, apa semua tu. So bila kena sedikit kesusahan, dia breakdown. Dah few times dia menangis. So macam saya pun tak tahu, dia brother. Saya pun tak tahu nak buat apa. Dia menangis sebab susah sangat buat master. Saya macam, it's okay lah menangis. Saya pun menangis juga. Tapi you tahan yourself in front of people, and then you stand up. Tapi ni dia dah break. So because of the parents are being dia ditatang bagai minyak yang penuh. Dia tak tahu macam nak react dengan kesusahan. Dia tak tahu nak react bagaimana dengan nak buat decision. So cannot be too soft, cannot be too authoritarian. Dia kena in the middle. So ada a very good advice. if we become a parent, we should give ruang, freedom for our children to do things. Macam mana nak belajar apa. However, there are two things that you need to intervene and make sure yang ni dijaga. Number one is safety of your children. So masa dia kanak, kita kena make sure dia safe. Kalau decision dia tu, yang safety, you need to be there. Tapi decision lain biar dia anak-anak tu buat. Number two ialah yang lain you bagi, you let loose. The second one is on ethics, agama, akhlak. Yang tu you kena masuk macam yang Zul Husni sebut tadi, pasal sembahyang. Benda tu kena firm. Dua benda, safety dengan ethics ni kena firm. Hak lain tu baju apa dia nak pakai, apa nama dia suka hobi apa tu bagi. Dia nak buat apa, tapi dua benda yang parents untuk membina anak yang boleh critical thinking ni, yang boleh hidup ni, ialah safety dengan ethics. Ethics ni termasuknya agama. Agama kena firm. Solat kena solat 5 waktu. Boleh waktu in time. Kalau tak in time, ayah akan marah macam tu. Kalau tak, dia tak faham, dia akan rasa macam relax, semua benda relax. So ada benda yang boleh relax, ada benda yang tak. Ada benda dengan Allah you cannot relax. Because Allah will judge every second of your time. Allah akan judge secara adil ke akhirat. So benda-benda tu kita kena instill dengan anak-anak kita. So two things I would like to add there. Okay, good. Anybody wants to comment on the second video? On the responsibility, tolerance, and between.
I may add, Madam.
Yes, Arifah.
I feel like throughout this entire discussion, it was more focused on the couples in the video identifying differences between each other and blaming each other and communicating. I feel like we forgot to realize the actual solution that also could have been done. I feel like the parents could have prioritized the welfare of the child, and yeah, you're working, you have your own responsibilities, but you should also be prepared enough for the child in such contingencies. Like maybe, send the child through like school bus, or like a babysitter to pick the child up or whatever. Like you need to set up certain measures for such situations.
Tapi mungkin terlepas kot. No, dia macam they didn't even think that this will happen. So tapi kalau you say if it happens, they have like, okay, if this happens, somebody should go. You mean like that ke, Arifah?
Yeah, something like that, or just generally, because they should know their working style, right? Like you should know, oh yeah, I work from like 8 to 6, sometimes later, I have meetings, I can't leave. So I should always be prepared for those situations, because it's the child we're talking about.
Yes. Agree. Priority should be given to the children. So parents should think ahead of what can be done so that problem will not even happen. Tapi mungkin kita manusia mungkin sekali terlepas silap. So it shouldn't like many times. It shouldn't be many times. And masa saya kecil dulu pun mak saya pun pernah tak ingat nak ambil saya kat sekolah. Kita hujan lebat. Saya ingat saya duduk nangis seorang-seorang dekat sekolah. So tak ada. Sebab kena tinggal. So tapi we should forgive our parents. Sebabnya they're also human being. Tapi when we become their parents, we try our best to not do it. Saya pernah anak saya lambat, saya macam bawa kereta macam nak gila, tengah hujan. Lepas tu saya meeting lambat. Mak ayah ni bukan dia sengaja tau. Dia memang dia akan kadang-kadang tersilap macam tu. So masa tu I remember hujan lebat, jam teruk nak pergi kat situ. Dalam hati Tuhan doa kalau boleh bergegar the sky because of the doa tu. Macam tu perasaan, ya Allah tolong, ya Allah ya tolong, make sure anak kita tu selamat. So sometimes parents di luar kawalan, tapi pada masa sama parents should bertolak ansur, especially kalau dua-dua another thing is kalau dua-dua nak kejar career. I'm sorry, tapi kalau untuk rumah tangga yang orang kata psikolog, I don't know, but in order for a family to blossom in peace, untuk pergi ke atas sangat kena seorang je. Seorang lagi kena, bukan dia tak ada carer, dia ada, tapi dia taklah jadi macam mencapai awan yang biru macam tu. Sebab kalau dua-dua kerja career all out, in the end anak-anak yang akan suffer. Sebab tu kadang-kadang some men prefer their wife to not work at all, to stay at home to take care of the children. Sebab because of that. Tapi I'm on the thinking that wife nowadays wife should work to earn their own income if anything goes wrong. Sebab banyak sangat cases things goes wrong. So tapi pada masa yang sama kena ada give and take. So kalau suami tu yang carer dia ke depan, isteri kena bertolak ansur lah. Maknanya tak boleh lah sampai kita pun meeting sampai pukul 7-8 malam. Tapi kalau isteri tu yang jenis yang ke depan, yang lebih besar gajinya ke everything, suami yang kena bertolak ansur. Dia yang kena balik awal ambil. So kena ada toleransi. Tapi kalau dua-dua kejar, dua-dua powerful dalam carer, in the end anak akan suffer. And I've seen this before. Dia jadi kesian kat anak-anak. Anak-anak jadi ada seorang tu, dua-dua profesor sangat hebat. Yang sangat hebat, orang selalu wow hebatnya. Tapi in the end, bila dah besar ni, dua orang anak dia sakit jiwa, mental. Because of and then memang mak dia tu pun, dua-dua orang besar. So cara handle pun mak dia pun, what do you call it, tak ada seorang yang menjaga emosi anak-anak. Kalau tak mak kena ayah, kena ada salah seorang yang akan duduk dengar emosi anak-anak. Bila terlalu sibuk dua-dua, tak ada. So bila dah kahwin nanti, you need to discuss siapa yang ke depan. It doesn't mean that always the man. Kadang-kadang the wife can go in front. In my case, so you kena ada toleransi, dua-dua kena faham which one, tapi duduk saling support each other. So kalau seorang tu ke depan, janganlah sombong. You ke depan tu because your wife sacrifice. Kalau you ke depan, your husband sacrifice. So both should appreciate each other lah, right? Okay, so let's go to any more comments before we go to the final video? Ada? Okay, let's watch the. Okay, Aisyah, you can close your video. Okay, so you can watch the videos yourself. Saya saja to watch together, but if you think your internet is lagging, you can watch on your own. So now let's watch the. Mana tadi? Watch the number one. Number one tu apa tadi? Sebenarnya number one ni, I have an issue. Sebenarnya bukan violation, violence, right? I think the English is wrong. What do you think? Siapa yang buat group ni? The member of this group, do you think violation or violence? Hello? Who's in this group? Number one? Are you there?
Yes.
Do you think violation or violence?
Violence.
Okay. So how many in your group?
Right. 4.
4. Out of 4, tak ada seorang pun realize it's wrong? Safi?
Realize lah tapi dah proceed. Sebenarnya
Macam mana?
salah. Violence pun saya tak kena juga sebab tak ada violence sangat dah.
But, tapi macam violation tu macam lagi tak kena. Saya duduk apa benda violation of what? But it's okay. Let's watch the video. Okay. Saya macam bila tengok tu saya confused lah. What is it about? Okay, let's watch this.
kau cat ni? Tiba-tiba mesej aku.
Itulah aku stres tu daripada kerja. Lepas aku bagi kerja banyak. Lepas tu dah lewat petang lah. Lepas tu balik lagi, termarah isteri aku.
Bos kau marah kau? So kau dengan isteri kau tengah gaduh kan ni? Oh, bini kau bukan tengah mengandung ke?
Tu lah, aku tak ada niat pun nak marah isteri aku sebenarnya. Tapi sebab dah terbawa daripada kerja kan, stres dia terbawa, sampai aku marah isteri aku. So aku tak tahu lah apa aku tak buat tu.
Aku rasa lah benda ni salah faham ni. And aku rasa solution dia kau bagi dia masa. Nanti kau balik, kau cuba turunkan ego kau minta maaf kat dia. Lepas tu slow-slow. Dia pun dia tak boleh memaafkan kau direct masa tu sebab dia tengah sakit. Dia tengah sakit plus dia mengandung, emosi dia tak stabil. So balik ni kau try dulu minta maaf. Kalau dia tak accept, kau try esok. Usaha jangan stop. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay lah, aku rasa fair. Belah.
Terima kasih. Sorry tak pasal semalam. Yang stres balik dari kerja. Lepas tu stres tu terbawa-bawa sampai ke rumah. Lepas tu marah Ayang. Sorry tau.
Tak apalah, I pun faham you ada masalah dekat kerja Itulah, I pun dah maafkan you dah semalam. So itulah, benda dah jadi.
Maafkan Ni abang Abi nak pergi kerja ni. Baby jaga elok Umi. Okay, bye.
Abang ni I masak kan. You makanlah dekat tempat kerja.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Selamat kerja.
I love you.
Love you too.
With you, I can be sad with you. Just take my hand and fly up through the dreams where the skies are so clear. With you, I wanna stay with you. With you, I love the way that you love me today. Let's run up through the clouds where the sun shines.
Cannot hear me, sorry. Okay, so the top video today. So let's hear what's the issue. We ask Shazwan. Shazwan,
Yes, madam.
can you explain what's the issue?
The issue is the husband stress. So he stressed about the work from his boss. So when he get home, he release his stress to his wife. So the wife is very sad. So that's the issue.
Okay, so
I mean, it's about communication lah.
is it communication?
The communication kat situ.
Oh, so the issue is communication. So what do you mean? So can you explain what issue? How is it supposed to be?
Yalah kan bila when the husband get home, the wife suruh makan lah, macam dia ajak makan but the husband like stress. So boleh je nak cakap okay, abang stress, so nak makan lepas ni boleh tak, tapi dua-dua macam tak nak mengalah. So,
isteri tu salah ke tak? Ajak makan pun salah?
Dia macam ni okay lah, stress, so macam balik nak rehat dulu lah, macam makan tu nanti lah, tapi si isteri ni paksa-paksa. Yang husband pun at least bagi tahu lah nanti, so tak adalah tiba-tiba terus tempat tangan dia tu. So ni semua pasal communication lah. So by that violation lah, macam benda senang je lepas tangan isteri tu.
Violation, can you explain again macam mana violation?
Apa?
Is it violation ke apa tadi?
Violation.
Violation of what?
Violation of physical violation atau macam
Violence or violation?
violence. Violence.
Okay, violation ni apa bahasa Melayu violation dan violation ni dia orang law tolong sikit. Violation ni apa? It is melanggar undang-undang lah, tak ada violation. Violation tu melanggar undang-undang, violence tu keganasan. So alright, okay. So the issue is there's no good communication. So what should it be? You were saying the wife should let us other people. Sufi, so what's the solution for this? What is the Islamic solution for this? Sebab saya tak nampak anything Islamic dalam video tu tadi. Yang awak tak highlight.
Cari orang bila perlu. Contoh cari parent ke apa kalau ada problem. Terus kalau kita tak boleh handle seorang, kita try minta opinion. Contoh dari parent ke. Ya, nanti.
Tapi dia minta kawan tadi.
Dia sebenarnya ada satu lagi scene tapi macam panjang sangat, tak apa, kat dia. Scene yang daripada pihak perempuan pula.
Oh ya ke? Alright. So kesian perempuan tak diwakili dalam video tu. Kesian wife dia. Okay, so basically to go and seek advice. Is that what you're saying?
Seek advice.
So but to seek advice also you need to choose properly who you seek the advice from, right?
Sebab kawan-kawan yang dia minta advice tadi baik.
Okay. So how do you know kawan tu baik ke tak? Mungkin kadang-kadang kawan kita, so so maknanya you must, before you ask seek advice, you need to check lah dulu, right? So because sometimes if you ask advice of a friend, which is dia pun tak ni, dia akan give the wrong advice. So be careful, sebab tu kawan ke kawan yang baik. So kawan tu akan advise nicely. Otherwise kawan tu kata, alah lantak lah dia macam tu kan. You ni ketua keluarga, dia patut faham. And also to go to parents, is it good to go to parents? Aziz? Tanya group ni. What advice?
Maybe belum lagi kot.
Belum lagi?
Belum. Maksudnya sebab benda ni tidak dia, I think it is common, macam gaduh-gaduh ni biasa dalam marriage. So maybe they can handle. Sebab sebelum kahwin pun macam mana nak cakap, dia sebab dia persetujuan antara dua pihak, macam antara lelaki dengan perempuan memang dah bersetuju nak kahwin. So diorang patut tahu responsibility berkahwin. So lepas kahwin tu diorang patut handle bersama-sama tanpa melibatkan parents. Sebab benda ni macam saya cakap tadi benda ni common bila dalam marriage. So they should handle the problem themselves.
So if it berlarutan?
Berlarutan, then can proceed lah. Boleh bercakap dengan parents.
So kalau dalam Islam, you have to find somebody or middleman yang boleh percayai lah. So if the parents, sometimes parents ni, sebab ada kes juga parents ni dia akan side anak dia. Susah juga. Macam kalau yang tak berapa ni, dia akan, walaupun anak dia salah pun dia akan side. So yang tu kena tengok jenis parents tu macam mana pula. Right? Kalau parents tu yang dua-dua pihak jenis yang baik, yang adil, maka no problem. Tapi kadang kita explain ke parents yang tidak ni, dia akan side anak dia. So benda tu akan membuatkan lebih teruk, parah lagi. So better to find a third middle person yang neutral daripada yang bias. Okay, so sebab kalau bias dia lagi teruk, dia akan lagi mengapi-apikan lagi patut dia kecil jadi besar. Right. So tapi kalau parents yang baik, dia akan nasihat yang baik. Dia kata sabarlah, dia akan nasihat yang lelaki tu jangan buat macam tu. Okay. Good. Any comments or question from the floor here on this issue?
I have, if I may again.
Sure.
So I actually feel like the main issue in this whole thing is more anger management as compared to communication. Because it's also very important to know how to manage your anger, self-regulation, especially how to regulate your own feelings. So bringing in the Islamic aspect, maybe what the husband could have done was practice istighfar. Like when he was about to get really angry, he could have istighfar and calmed himself and then communicate it. So, and the second comment I have is about going to parents. Yes, I support going to parents when situations are really bad, but we also have to remember that when we get married, it has to be just us. I mean, we cannot depend on other people all the time. That's what I mean. We cannot depend on other people all the time because sometimes we might not have them available at that moment. So, which is why, again, back to self-regulation, it's very important to ensure that before we get married, we enter into such a huge responsibility. We have to make sure that we are prepared for such situations. Yeah.
Yes, okay, thank you for that. So you are stressing on the anger management. Yes, I was also putting a note on that, the anger management. Yeah, once the Sahabah asked Rasulullah SAW, what is the best things that I should do? And then Rasulullah answered, La taghdab, do not get angry. Do not get angry 3 times. So because the person who asked is panas baran, get angered easily. So it depends, different people, different character, right? So number is anger management. So sometimes you cannot, that person don't know how to control the anger. It may be due to childhood issue. So he brought back up by parents like that or something like that. So he cannot control. Kadang-kadang dia rasa bersalah tapi dia buat. In that case, need to seek help. Pergi jumpa counselling ke psychology. So both the husband and wife need to know, they need to be sincere enough to know it's a problem and to seek help. Jangan kata ego lah, I don't care lah, I'm the man, aku nak buat apa. That's then problem tu akan berlarutan. So kalau kita ada problem, we need to, kalau dua-dua ada mawaddah warahmah, maka dua-dua kena sit down and find a solution. If the solution involves to go to a psychology ke counselling ke, we should take the step. Okay, either one. So kena go through. Kadang-kadang yang buat anger, yang ada anger management, dia tak perasan pun dia ada anger management issue. So on that kena duduk sebab tu dua-dua tu kena ikhlas lah. Kahwin ni kena ikhlas. Kalau dia tak ikhlas, maka dia takkan dengar pun. Dia tak nak menjaga keharmonian rumah tangga tu, so dia tak nak dengar. Tapi kalau betul-betul dia ikhlas nak jadi hamba yang terbaik, dia akan dengar nasihat-nasihat yang diberikan. Kalau isteri bagi nasihat tak jalan, gunakan orang tengah, mungkin kawan ataupun mak ayah ke untuk nasihat dia. So maybe go to counselling. Sebab kadang dengan isteri ni tak dengar tau. Biasanya macam tu. So kalau suami ni jarang, susah sikit lah nak dengar isteri cakap. So kalau masa tu kena guna third party ke untuk nasihat dia. Okay, good. On the second yang kata apa, second thing that you mentioned ada
Was it self-regulation?
Self-regulation before you go to parents here. You try to solve it on your own first. Tapi kalau dah out of hand and berlarutan, you should seek help. Okay, jangan sampai masa tak apa, kita boleh, tak apa saya kena pukul 2-3 kali, saya kena tumbuk 2-3 kali, saya kena hentam 2-3 kali, tak apa. Kadang perempuan dia akan keep on saying gitu, it's okay, baru tak apa, saya akan sabar. Cannot be like that. Kalau dah berlarutan 3, 4, 5 kali, 6 kali, masa tu you need to, kalau nasihat a few times tak jalan, find other people to help you. Jangan, sebab benda tu is not harmony even for yourself of course, but your children will see that, and dia akan, bila dia besar nanti dia akan jadi kaki pukul juga, dia akan jadi kaki panas baran juga, dia akan ikut. So jadi in order to save the family, you need to find a solution. So jangan senyap je lah kalau ada problem, and then go to the right person. Jangan letak dalam Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, problem ni kita viralkan betul. No, that's not the way dalam Islam. Dalam Islam, perkara-perkara yang mengaibkan, kita jangan sebar-sebarkan. Do you know the recent viral issue pasal apa nama ni? Yang apa nama ni? Who knows? Yang viral isu pasal cerai baru ni. Oh, tak tengok TikTok, belajar je. Masya Allah. Oh, tak ada TikTok. Masya Allah.
Hanafi.
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 Apa cerita Hanafi? Husni?
Dia sikat tepi.
Dia apa?
Dia kantoi curang.
Apa?
Kantoi curang.
Kantoi curang. Okay, so dia curang, maksud dia kantoi. So after that isteri dia buat apa?
Dia kata, mak, ayah. Sekejap, apa dia kata? Ni. Yang penting Hanafi tu dia ceraikan lah kat situ kat.
Okay. So isteri dia ambil video, right? Yang dia tengah dengan dia punya pasangan tu, and then dia viralkan cerai to everybody. What do you think of the issue? Is that right? Who's at fault? And what do you think about the whole situation? Who knows the issue? Saya mula tak tahu juga, betul keluar 2-3 kali saya tengok macam lepas orang lain bercerita, baru saya tahu what's happening. So what do you think? Syairah, you know?
I don't know about the issue, but I did hear about it. Sorry, roommate tengah bisik. Tak, apa ni?
Roommate pun tengah kelas?
Ni. Tak, dia orang tengah borak.
Dia tengah borak, beritahu dia senyap. Kata ada kelas. Yes, tell your friends. You are in the class, dia kena hormat lah orang dalam kelas, tak ke? Okay.
So saya tak dengar pun saya tak tahu detail pun pasal isu tu, tapi yang saya tengok dekat ada certain saya punya contact blast dekat WhatsApp status pasal Hanafi. Saya macam at first saya ingat Hanafi apalah, saya ingatkan Imam Hanafi dalam kelas fiqh tu kan, saya tanyalah Imam Hanafi apa ni.
Ni salah tu.
Lepas tu dia orang cakap my uncle said no lah, bukan Imam Hanafi tu. Imam Hanafi lain pula. Hanafi ni dia curang dengan isteri dia kan, macam ni. Oh, tapi saya tak tahu detail lah mengenai Hanafi tu. Yang saya tahunya yang Husni sebut tadi, Hanafi kat tepi tu lah. Tu je. Cerita detail video tu saya tak ikat tepi pula. Sikat tepi.
Oh, sikat tepi.
Tapi saya tak tengok pun video dengan
itu pun pelik juga. Betul. Saya apa benda lah. Satu team netizen ni pelik sungguh saya rasa. Something wrong with masyarakat kita ni. Tapi I hope all of you are not part of it. So okay, let's discuss the issue professionally and criticize it ethically. Because now it's in public. If it's not in public, we shouldn't discuss about it. Problemnya dia dekat public. Bila masuk dalam TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, it's public, it's public. So kalau dalam perkahwinan kita pun, apa-apa shouldn't bring to public. Especially benda-benda yang mengaitkan settlekan dalam. Walaupun macam mana geram perasaan, macam mana pun, keep it to yourself. Don't put, kalau bau sikit, berbayang-bayang ke, orang boleh tangkap tau. Lepas tu mulalah, katalah Sarah tulis something. Lepas tu Haziq nampak status tu. Lepas tu Haziq tanya, kenapa? What's wrong? Right? And mulalah Sarah kasih cerita gini. Bermulalah di situ syaitan akan datang. Sisters kena careful. Brothers pun kena macam tu. Especially because it goes public. So dalam Islam dalam Islam ada hadis mengatakan Rasulullah SAW kata siapa-siapa yang menutup aib orang mukmin, Allah akan menutup aib dia, kamu. Right? Tapi siapa-siapa, ada hadis Rasulullah kata kalau siapa-siapa yang membuka aib seseorang lain, maka Allah kata Allah akan buka aib orang tu walaupun orang tu dalam, kalau tak silap, dalam bilik tidur ke dalam rumah. Macam itulah sebenarnya Allah boleh buka aib kita. Kita semua ada aib. Kita semua tak perfect. Kita ada benda dosa-dosa yang kita buat. Betul tak? Ke semua perfect. Kita semua ada dosa. Ada dosa yang Allah sorokkan. Ada dosa yang kadang-kadang Allah kita terkantoi. Okay, kantor itu pun kalau tu Allah yang nak buka benda tu. Kita kena faham, kita kena stop benda tu lah. Tapi banyak yang Allah sorokkan. So dalam Islam pun sekali lagi dia orang mukmin, kita kena orang beriman, kita kena jangan buka especially in public. Kalau dia nak rakam video pun it's fine. Tapi you bring to the hakim, you bring to the parents, to orang-orang yang boleh selesaikan problem tu. Masalahnya netizen ini tu bukannya menyelesaikan masalah, buat lagi lagi haru. Right? Dia akan buat lagi haru. So jadi tapi still apa yang suami dia buat tu, tapi saya pelik jugalah, macam manusia sekarang ni tak malu lah ke apa, saya pun tak tahu. And then they are saying that there's no other way women yang dapat hak dia maka gitu. Macam ada way, kalau ambil video pun tak apa, tapi jangan letak dalam TikTok ke apa semua, so you bring to the authority. No, problemnya, masalahnya itulah this is a common problem nowadays, brothers and sisters. I want you to be aware. I really hope that you will not be part of it. Di mana when you already married, you are in another relationship. And it always start dengan apa, biasanya dia akan start dengan apa nama ni, dengan communication. Cakap dulu, cerita masalah. Sister, if you have problem, never ever tell a male of your problem. Kau dah kahwin especially, never ever pergilah kat perempuan, macam mana pun pergi kat perempuan, sebab nanti yang ketiga tu akan always syaitan, and many things will happen. Lelaki tu macam tu juga, you don't tell your problem to ada perempuan, sebab then the third party will be syaitan. And second thing is, satu lagi saya nak touch on PJJ kan, kahwin jarak jauh ni. Some people can, setengah orang boleh menghadapinya dan setengah orang tak. So you need to know your family macam mana, and if you have to sacrifice, you sacrifice. Kalau ada salah seorang tu kena berhenti kerja untuk cari kerja tempat lain. So benda tu penting, benda tu kena di-discuss. Setengah orang boleh, setengah orang tak boleh. So yang tak boleh tu, dia mula buat benda dosa dengan orang lain. And isteri tu patut berada dengan suami. Isteri patut berada dengan suami. So maka suami kalau suami membenarkan isteri tu duduk kat tempat lain, maka suami tu kena jaga diri dia juga. Kalau dia tak mampu nak jaga diri dia, maka dia kena bawa isteri tu duduk dengan dia. Sebab sekarang ni benda ni common lah, PJJ. Sangat common. Lepas tu ramai pula orang yang jahat dekat luar sana. So you need to be, if you think you cannot go through it, maka it's okay, seorang kena ada berkorban dan duduk bersama. Okay, maknanya benda ni benda yang kena discuss, sebab sekarang ni banyak sangat cases orang yang dah kahwin. Yang tak kahwin tu ialah zina tu banyak, dah satu problem. You know, there are a lot of problem of zina nowadays, even in IUM. Alamak. Any other things to highlight for issue number 1 lagi before we end the class?
Madam, I want to ask, apa ni, sekarang macam zaman sekarang ke perempuan lagi ramai pada lelaki kan?
Ya ke perempuan lagi ramai daripada lelaki? You know the statistics of Malaysia say men are more than women. But in the university, yes, kesian lelaki tak tahu gimana. Ya, Syairah. So
Okay. So saya rasa macam apa? Yang macam Hanafi tu sebab macam apa ni? Macam ni nak cakap, lelaki ni macam banyak option tau. Dia macam diorang ada 4 kuarta tau. Macam diorang banyak option untuk pilih perempuan. Macam okay, kalau yang the first one, apa dia?
Yes, okay. Ya, kalau yang
macam maknanya kalau macam ni nak cakap, diorang berhak memilih, dan kalau even diorang lepas kahwin pun, macam kalau isteri diorang setuju untuk dia berpoligami, dia boleh kahwin lagi. Tapi macam kalau perempuan ni bila dia dah kahwin, dia macam nak taat pada suami kan, dia tak ada option dah selain pada back to their parents or obey to the pasangan. So saya rasa macam agak dilema apa macam mana, macam lelaki boleh pilih macam-macam, macam diorang boleh letak macam option, macam kriteria yang diorang nak kan. Tapi macam perempuan
boleh juga. Kenapa tak boleh?
Bukan. Tak tahulah, tapi susah nak cakap. Kalau perempuan bila dia orang dah kahwin, okay, stop. That's all. You cannot choose anymore. That's it. You have to obey to your family, manage your family, obey to your husband.
Obey your
macam
husband
tu.
if your husband is obeying Allah. If the husband is not obeying Allah, you shouldn't follow the husband. Right? So the dilemma is, I'm trying to understand. It's not fair.
It's not. It's quite not fair.
It's quite not fair.
Bukan. It's not quite fair. Macam kalau it's not quite fair tu macam tak macam kita mempersoalkan pula kenapa Allah letak kuatan-kuatan ni kan. Tapi saya nak cakap apa?
Apa nak cakap? What's
tak apalah Medu. Kita takut jadi makin panjang pula.
Makin panjang. Okay. Right. So that's why, sisters, we have also the right to choose. And your parents cannot force you to marry somebody that you don't want to marry. So you can also choose. In Malaysia, the statistics says the number of men is actually more than women. Cumanya dekat higher education, dekat universiti memang tak ramai. Tu memang is a problem. Okay, but the men in overall is lagi ramai. So you have the right to choose. However, that's why when once you got married, there are many things that you have to, as a wife, you have to submit yourself. I mean, you have to kena hormat and kena follow suami. Selagi mana dia tidak menyuruh kita buat benda-benda dia sendiri dan kita mengajak kita buat benda-benda yang melanggar apa yang Allah suruh. Kalau dia suruh kita melanggar, for example, dia suruh pakai baju seksi, dia suruh pakai tudung singkat, dia suruh yang tu you shouldn't follow, right? You shouldn't follow. Tapi kalau benda-benda yang lain, that for example dia suka makan masak yang pedas sikit ke, benda-benda macam tu, benda-benda yang still apa nama ni, tak melanggar syariat, kita follow. Okay, sebab tu that's why sisters, you need to choose very wisely the man before marriage. And sometimes you don't know. That's why ask Allah to guide you. So benda tu sangat penting lah. So once you get married, it's very difficult. But you can always go out of the marriage if anything goes wrong. Right? Tapi still, and for the husband, sebenarnya husband pun stuck juga dengan kita, tiba dapat isteri yang yang dia derhaka, yang jenis tak nak dengar cakap, yang jenis. So dia pun stuck juga. Cumanya and ar-rijalu qawwamun 'ala nisa, Allah bagi dia, sebab apa kita kena macam mana hormat pada dia, dengar cakap dia, sebab dia menjaga kita. Tapi kalau dia tidak menjalankan tanggungjawab dia untuk melindungi yang perempuan tu, isteri dia, maka dia tidak layak untuk diikuti pada masa tu. Right? Sebab dia memberi nafkah zahir, batin kepada isteri, maka that's how we repay them, right? Sebab bukan kita tak bertanggungjawab pun untuk tolong. Sebab tu bila isteri itu bekerja, isteri menolong, husband ni patutnya out of the moon happy and berterima kasih pada isteri. Sebab isteri tak perlu pun dia kena bagi semua benda kepada isteri. Isteri bergoyang kaki je kat rumah patutnya. Tapi in this world nowadays, benda tu very difficult to happen. Kecuali suami tu jutawan ke apa. So therefore suami tu kena faham apakah tanggungjawab dia dan apakah tanggungjawab yang telah ditolong oleh isteri. Dan kalau dia ada agama dan dia faham, maka dia akan pada masa tu dia akan sangat berterima kasih, and dia tak akan suruh isteri dia buat benda-benda yang pelik. Benda-benda yang isteri tak suka. So that's why carilah suami yang faham agama. Sebab kalau tak, memang that's it lah. That's it. Your life will be, you have to submit. Dia kalau dia kata jangan pergi mama ayah apa, you cannot. So carilah yang beragama, yang faham Islam, yang somebody can advise. Suami pun make sure you find the right person. Sebab kalau you find yang awak nak bentuk dia lepas kahwin, you cannot bentuk dia. Manusia dari dah 20 tahun. Carilah yang baik terus. Kalau ada option, carilah yang baik terus. And kita semua ni should keep on improving ourselves to become the best Muslim dan mukmin. Sebab bila nak masuk syurga nanti, dia akan tanya ke, awak kan kalau suami awak tu macam Fir'aun pun, you can still enter Jannah. Jannah tu tidak bergantung pada suami. So one thing very important, kadang sisters perempuan dia selalu macam kita kena hormat suami sampai kita lupa kita macam sangat bergantung pada suami. sampai tidak bergantung pada Allah. Kalau suami macam Fir'aun pun kita boleh masuk syurga. Tak bergantung pada suami. So you need to have your own jati diri and right. Kalau suami tu kena sedar diri, dia boleh masuk neraka because tak jaga kita. Habis suami. So isteri jangan sampai macam kita macam merempat, merayu kepada husband ni. No. Kita ada Allah. And suami tu kena sedar yang isteri tu ada Allah. And dia boleh masuk syurga without husband. Allah, sebab benda tu Allah tu maha adil. So that's why sisters, kita kena faham Islam. Dalam perkahwinan pun ya, kita follow whatever is needed. Tapi kalau against Islam, don't do it. Because kita nak masuk syurga. And kita boleh masuk syurga without suami. Tapi kalau boleh kita nak masuk suami isteri. Dua-dua masuk syurga. So dua-dua suami isteri yang baik, yang boleh menerima nasihat. So, sebab kita tak perfect, suami isteri tak perfect. Each other need to advise each other. Oh, jomlah kita sembahyang on time, in time. Jomlah kita baca Quran sama-sama. So orang yang baik dia akan dengar nasihat, jomlah. So isteri jangan harapkan suami sahaja untuk menasihat. Isteri pun kena bagi nasihat pada suami. So it goes both ways. Sebab sama-sama nak masuk syurga. Right? So benda tu benda yang sangat penting. And bergantunglah pada Allah, jangan bergantung pada manusia. Even to your husband. Sebab tak ada Allah kata bergantung pada suami. Allah kata bergantung pada Allah. Bila kita bergantung pada Allah, Allah akan buat husband tu kita boleh bergantung. Tapi kalau kita bergantung pada suami, if anything happen, kita akan break. Pecah 1000. Sedangkan kita ada Allah. So kita kena bergantung pada Allah, kepada suami. Dan suami pun kena sedar lah benda tu. Sebab kita ni, kita bukan hamba dia. Kita lah hamba pada Allah. So kalau semua orang sedar macam tu, dan insya-Allah keluarga tu akan jadi keluarga yang harmoni lah, insya-Allah. And kalau anything, if your marriage one day ada problem, awak bacalah ayat yang saya cover dalam kelas tu, yang ada mawaddah warahmah tu. So Arum kot ayat berapa tu, you cari. Kalau ada problem, you keep on repeating that ayat. Doa, minta Allah bagi mawaddah dan rahmah dalam keluarga. Sebab Allah can change anything. Satu lagi, kadang bila Allah bagi kita macam berombak sikit keluarga kita, sebab Allah nak kita kembali pada dia. Right? So kita kembali kepada Allah. Dan hanya Allah yang boleh bantu kita at that time. Okay? Alright, I think that's all for this class. After this, I will give you the link for the Kahoot. Please answer. If you don't answer, you will fail this course. So ada student yang semester lepas tu dia lupa nak answer. So in the end, tapi saya bagi juga last minute. Tapi I hope this time, since I give you warning, please answer everybody by Sunday. It will take you maximum 15 minit je pun. But baca bismillah sebelum, sebab it will take few seconds je nak jawab setiap satu kan. So make sure you are ready. Jangan main-main masa jawab tu, sebab nanti awak akan jawab salah masa habis ke apa. Right? On that, I think that's all for this class. I hope you learn something. If you not learn many things, I hope that this class is not for you to give motivation for you to get married terus. It's about for you to membina diri kita untuk tahu apa yang betul dan apa yang salah. And this knowledge not enough for us untuk dalam perkahwinan. Hopefully you go and learn more. But tanamkan niat yang betul untuk kahwin. And minta dengan Allah betul-betul siapakah pasangan yang terbaik untuk kita, yang akan membawa kita masuk syurga. Jangan kita tak, saya nak pasangan yang kaya, yang handsome, yang cantik. Dan kita akan dapat dunia sahaja. Kita doa, ya Allah, kita nak pasangan yang membawa kita pada syurga. Kalaulah pasangan yang bawa syurga tu orang yang tak handsome, orang yang tidak cantik, orang yang tak berharta, tapi orang itu akan membawa kita masuk syurga. If you ask me, I will take that 1000 times more than ada dunia, in the end masuk neraka. So kadang-kadang kita bertawakal pada Allah, jangan bertawakal pada fikiran kita. Kita rasa orang kaya, handsome ni kita akan bahagia, akan masuk syurga. Orang yang hafal Quran ke, bukan nak kata orang hafal Quran tak bagus, tapi pergantungan biar Allah decide. Kita, ya Allah, kita nak masuk syurga Firdaus, can you please choose for me somebody who will bring me to Jannah. And if possible Allah give me the best of this dunia as well. Tapi katalah kalau in the end Allah tahu kalau dia bagi yang kita nak tu, kita akan jadi jauh daripada dia. So kita doa, kita kena yakin yang Allah akan pilih yang terbaik untuk kita. And whatever goes, letakkan pengharapan dan tawakal kita pada Allah, bukan pada manusia. Kalau whatever happens in life, especially in family, in marriage, letakkan pergantungan pada Allah. Dan Allah akan jaga kita. And in the end, what? The worst case scenario, mati masuk syurga. Kalau worst case scenario lah, dan mati pun masuk syurga. Itu yang kita nak sebenarnya. Kita nak life ni tak ada apa, very short. Belajar macam tu lah. So while you are in IIUM, try your best to become the best Muslim that you can be. Belajarlah agama masa duduk UIA ni. Sebab kalau dah keluar nanti awak tak sempat. Belajarlah Islam ajar macam mana, macam nak bercakap, macam nak pakai baju. Betul ke saya pakai baju macam ni? Sebab sekarang ni saya tengok macam pelik-pelik pakaian brothers and sisters. Adakah pakaian tu menepati Islam ke tak? We should ask this kind of question. Ada ke cara yang lebih baik? Islam suka macam mana? Allah suka macam mana? This is the kind of question that we should ask ourselves. So kita menjadi orang yang lebih baik. Jangan ikutkan trend kawan-kawan. Kita ikutkan apa yang Allah nak. Tapi in order to do that, you need to have knowledge. So kita kena belajar lah. So kat UI ni banyak kelas-kelas. Go and learn. Okay. Alright. So wish you all the best. May Allah, may Allah grant you spouses that will bring you to Jannatul Firdaus, will make you happy in this dunya and hereafter. Kita nak gembira di dunia dan di akhirat, insyaAllah. And I hope that I wish you all the best for your life. Make sure belajar kerana Allah. Try your best. Orang Islam kena hebat. Orang Islam kena hebat, tapi make sure not only hebat dunia. Jadilah hebat akhirat juga. Jadilah hebat akhirat juga. Sebab hebat akhirat tu will bring you forever, eternity. Hebat dunia ni sekejap je. Tapi hebat akhirat tu, subhanallah, even the angel will envy of you. Tapi kita kena ada ilmu. Kita kena ada ilmu. Duk UIA ni banyak, tapi saya sayang sudah datang UIA tak. Banyak sangat tempat-tempat untuk belajar. Kalau tak tahu, tanya saya. Banyak sangat tempat yang courses yang ada. Kalau tak tahu, you can ask me. I will guide you to that place. Okay. So I also would like to apologize if there's anything wrong that I said or melukakan ke menyakitkan hati. So please forgive me. And I wish you all the best. So let's end the class today with password. Password will be Jannatul Firdaus. Itu cita-cita kita. Lepas will be Jannatul Firdaus. Kita doa, kita jumpa balik ke Firdaus. Just before we end, saya nak cerita satu story. Hari tu saya pernah pergi Turki when I was young. I was like you, single, doing my degree. Saya pergi Turki. Saya ingat saya pergi pasar dia. Pasar dia besar. So saya ingat saya belek-belek apa nama ni. Saya belek-belek barang souvenir nak bawa balik. So yang jual tu ada brother ni, orang lelaki lah jual. So saya biasa tak suka cakap dengan lelaki, tak kira penjual ke apa, saya takkan bercakap langsung, saya tak suka. Saya memang tak suka, saya ada penyakit tak suka. So tapi masa beli tu, bila habis beli tu, bila nak bayar dia kata see you again. Bila kata see you again, saya dah hati. Saya jawab balik. Saya kata, oh, no, we will not, I don't think we will come because we are just student, we don't have money. Nak datang Turki pun tak ada duit. Sekali tu memang kumpul all out nak pergi. I don't think I will come again. And then the brother, the man said, the man yang jual ni souvenir, dia kata, no, see you in Jannah, insyaAllah. Subhanallah, Can you imagine, pergi ke negara orang, masa tu jatuh hati saya macam ni, ya Allah. Saya kata, ya Allah, jauhnya pandangan dia. Saya kata, yes, insyaAllah. So, it is so beautiful bila kita berukhuwah kerana Islam, kerana Allah, kerana la ilaha illallah. Kita ada peluang untuk berjumpa lagi di akhirat. So, yang tu cita-cita tinggi kita. Jumpa insyaAllah kat Jannatul Firdaus. InsyaAllah. Okay. Can we have a last doa? Husni, Zulhusni, you PM me after, you wait after this. Kita ada isu yang nak disettlekan. Right, so siapa yang nak baca doa? Semua? Apa tu?
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma atina bil iman wa sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. Ya arhamar rahimin. Allahumma ighfir lana dhunubana wa li walidayna warhamhuma kama rabbayana shaghira. Allahumma khtim lana bi husnil khatimah wa la تختم علينا يا الله بسوء الخاتمة وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار في غفار يا رب العالمين. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Thank you, Brother Haziq. Then let's end the class with Tasbih Kifarah and Surah Al-Asr. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilaik. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asr. Innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. Okay, thank you very much everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, madam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam. Assalamualaikum.
Nurin Zahira and Nur Fatin, are you going to leave or you already sleeping? Ada tidur lah. Tidur. Macam mana kita? Macam mana? Dengan janji-janji manis.
Dia macam ini dia cerita dia. Dia agak busy lah. Dia sebenarnya terlupa. Terlupa, lepas tu busy dia lupa lagi.
Allah.
Hari ni baru ingat. Tadi pun sebenarnya saya terlupa ada kelas. Nasib baik sempat bersiap lah. Dia sebab
Dahsyat sangat sibuknya sampai terlupa banyak kali.
dia ada masalah dalaman dan luaran.
Luaran. So jadi macam mana? How we going to settle this?
Saya sebenarnya dah plan nak potong ke. Tapi tengok lah hujung minggu ni rasanya.
How do I know I can trust you this time?
Sekejap ada orang. Allah.
Siapa? Mak?
Tak ada. Member.
Okay, member
macam mana nak trust? Hantar gambar?
Okay. So kalau by weekend ni tak hantar gambar, then what happen?
Contohlah saya terlupa video.
What happened? How should I punish you?
I don't know.
Give me a punishment. Kalau tak saya bagi lagi sakit.
Punishment. Madam yang potong rambut saya.
Dahsyat lah kalau saya potong rambut awak, tak tahu apa jadi. Saya suruh dengan mak awak akan marah saya. So I don't want that. What else?
Aduh. Apa
When the last time you do tahajud?
When the last time? Ramadan tahun lepas.
Oh, Masya Allah, brother. What happened to the rest of the month?
Sebab kan Ramadan kan bangun sahur kan. Kita bangun awal. So alang-alang lah. Sekarang dia bangun memang tengah dah subuh dah.
Awak tak puasa sunat ke?
Kalau nak puasa sunat pun sahur sebelum tidur sebab takut tak bangun. Saya susah sikit bangun.
Oh, baguslah. That will be your punishment. So your punishment kena sakit. Kalau tak sakit, dia tak nama punishment. So if you don't give me by Sunday, the photo of you already cut your hair, the punishment will be you will do tahajud 5 days straight. Kalau 5 days straight tu tak buat, kalau tertinggal satu, dia kena buat lagi 5 days. Sampailah awak atau saya mati. Okay.
InsyaAllah, madam.
Mana selagi awak tak berjaya tu buat 5 hari, tapi the deadline will be, I think kena ada deadline juga, tak deadline tak payah juga, by end of semester. Habis exam semua. Okay. So sakit ni 5 days, straight. So you better not forget.
Macam mana saya nak update saya tahajud?
Awak message saya.
Dan tahajud.
Dia kata, you finish 5 days betul-betul. Dia kata, madam, I have completed my punishment. Then, but still, I will still ask you to cut your hair. Awak department mana? ECE ke mana? Awak department mana?
Communication, EEC.
All your lecturers, my friend, saya call je kawan saya, kata dia ni potong rambut ke tak. So you better do it, okay?
Okay, madam.
Kalau tak dapat, kalau untuk punishment, awak kena tahajud 5 days straight. Selagi betul, lepas tu kena cut. Tak cut juga lagi denda lagi.
Okay.
Okay, brother. It's for your own good.
Okay, madam.
Alright, all the best, brother. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, okay, thank you.
Salam, thank you, madam.
Welcome.